The world is different.
Beyond a lifetime ago, a war between nature and civilization arose overnight, seemingly without reason. 50 years ago, it paused in a tense stalemate.
1 year ago, on a cold winter's day, the mountainous city of Bulwark erupted as its long-held godly prisoner escaped his chains from beneath the stone. The decimation was the righting of a great wrong, but a terrible price was paid.
Our heroes, who set the freedom and destruction in motion, were called to the lands of their former enemy to help this god on his path to reascension. Their mission complete, their eyes turned back to a threat at home.
They look at their footprints, at the trail that they've blazed, a trail that led them to redemption and peace. Now, the same footprints lead them back home, and they walk a path where they might just find the end. And as the sun rises over the summit, they face the day together. Hello, and welcome back to Another Path. My name is Chase, and I continue to be your GM. Today, after a quick word from Ryan and our usual intro shenanigans, our heroes receive an invitation to speak with their foe in the shadows. Thank you to our backers, Roger, Veronica, and Christina, for their support. If you'd like to support the show, please check us out at our Patreon, patreon.com/ghostlightmedia. You can also give us a rating and review on your podcatcher app of choice. And with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy your trip down another path.
Hey everyone, this is Ryan, and I think this is the first time we've recorded Another Path on Memorial Day, so I wanted to just take a second, and I just want to say, go think of vet. We don't treat veterans nearly as well as we should in this country, and we should. When we started this campaign and I came up with Jackson, I really wanted to honor a friend of mine from high school. His name is Garrett. He made it through 3 tours in Iraq, and the bombs and the bullets and the mines didn't get him, but coming home with PTSD is what ultimately caused him to pass away. And while we've been playing Another Path for 4 years now, and I've been playing Jackson for this long, I really wanted to do something that I thought meant something and honor Garrett in some way. So that's how Jackson's story kind of came about, with him dealing with all of these invisible demons and his own PTSD. And if anybody out there has heard this story and it's resonated with you, or it has meant something to you, or it's got you thinking about, what's going on in your own head, then hopefully it has meant something. If it has, we'd love to hear about it. But also, please, if it's bringing up some things in your head, go talk to somebody. Go to the VA, go to your doctor, find a therapist, even just a good friend that you can trust. There's a lot going on in our heads, and it's good to talk about it. We are all back. We are all on the microphone. We're all drinking.
Yes, hydrate or dihydrate.
Chase, you look the same. Griffin, you look the same. Zach, you're glowing.
There's like a glimmer in your eye.
What's
wasn't there before?
What? Did you level up? Did you?
I leveled up in life. I went from filing single on my taxes to filing either married but filing separately, or married filing jointly. We haven't gotten that far yet.
TBD.
But you're
come next tax season.
Yay,
yes, I
Zach.
got married. Yes.
Much like Zephyr, you now have to change your name on your character sheet.
I did. Yeah, it is now Zachary Tuttle Robb, because
you've got a new attunement item on your finger.
I do. Yes, the ring of matrimony.
I assumed that part of the D&D based bachelor party was the ritual burning of character sheets and rewriting them with the new last name.
Oh, I actually can speak to that a little bit, because there's some Another Path of goodness in there. So I ran a one-shot for Zach's bachelor party, simply entitled Zach Robb: Legends, where all of the boss fights were his former characters, which did include Zephyr and Rogar.
Yeah, I am very sad to say that I killed Rogar immediately.
You did. You shot him with a gun. Zephyr, I did give Zephyr a very special legendary action. That was all caps, 3 exclamation points, magic eyes, where torrents of arcane energy exploded from his eyes and dealt like psychic damage and stunned everyone who failed to save.
So if you're looking to give me a cool ability there, Chase.
I promise you, I have cool abilities.
Yep.
You've already become a changeling.
I am a changeling now. Yes, this is accurate.
More or less.
Mm-hmm. More than even, because you've also got like the full, like the clothes and everything.
Yeah, I have become. I don't want to say superhuman because I'm not a human.
You become every human.
Super dragon.
I am now super dragon.
Superborn.
I am a superborn now.
The all-born.
Ooh,
actually, nope. TM.
Yeah.
I am a Skrullborn. If you're looking at that Marvel lore,
There you go.
I can turn into like animals.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's not that impressive.
Okay.
The Faunaborn.
Faunaborn.
So it's been 2 days, Zach.
Thank you.
Do you feel different?
I was talking. This is going to sound kind of corny, but like, it was nice. Like, it's like Nicole and I have been together at this point for almost like 7 years, and it's like I'm a giddy boy, you know, like I'm giddy about my relationship, and that's cute, I guess. Yeah.
There is very little does change except like the ability to say my wife.
That happened almost immediately.
It
As
did.
we got out into after the ceremony, Zach would just yell, like, "Hey guys,
That's my wife." Well, that I think after the ceremony, when people are like, "What's happening next?" I was like, "I don't know. I gotta go check with the missus real quick."
Did you enjoy that a little bit?
Yeah. So you need to check with your missus? No, I don't need to check with my missus.
But do you?
I do. I have to check with
actually,
my missus.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Gotta have
polite.
to.
Hey, yeah, you know, it's good just to keep her in the loop. Yeah.
It's a partnership.
Works out better that way.
Yeah.
So I don't know the answer to this question, Zach. Are you wearing 2 rings now?
No, because it was like she got me, and because when we got engaged, we proposed at the same time, and it's like I don't want to buy another like nice ring, so yeah, I just took mine off, and then she has the engagement ring that I got her, and she just got like the little like band to kind of go with it. So yeah, I just took my engagement ring off and put it back in the security tote that Nathan brought out.
Yeah, in the very good bit where your brother
was Secret Service
hid in the shadows.
Yeah, it was very good. He did emerge from the shadows.
He did emerge from the shadows. He did a stellar job, and I have not spoken with any of you about this. I do have to say that as soon as you turned around, Zach, to your best man and said, "I need the rings," and he started doing the "oh no, I don't have it" bit, Cassie can confirm this. I leaned over to her and said, "I hate this bit."
I hate this bit.
And then the bit continued, and it went down the line, and I leaned over and again said, "I really hate this bit."
Good.
And then he emerged from the shadows, and the music started going, and he appeared Secret Service-esque with the ring, and I then turned to Cassie and said, "I approve of this bit."
Okay, and it should also be noted, the music didn't start going. It was just the groomsmen going. It was just mouth sounds.
That was very good.
It resembled music.
Good wedding. Good wedding.
Yeah, it turned out all right. You know, we had the $50,000 fiber optic star drop.
Oh,
behind
dear
us,
Lord. Yep.
and it looked very good.
Yes, it did.
I imagine pictures will be forthcoming on Twitter and maybe Discord.
Yeah, sooner or later, 10 out of 10, I think, a pretty good wedding.
So hey, get on that Discord, patreon.com/ghost.
Oh yeah, definitely.
$2 a month. You'll never miss it.
You'll never miss $2 a month.
You'll never miss
It's not even
guys.
a whole coffee.
You'll never miss $2 a month.
I can tell you, Griffin, that you're already not missing $2 a month. I steal $2 out of your wallet every month.
Oh.
Yeah. See, it's real simple. $2 a month.
I was curious.
Well, not anymore. Now that you're in Columbus now, so I might have to find it.
There's always this little note. There's always
Target.
this little note in my wallet that says "ha ha ha," and I never understood what that meant.
Oh, well, there you go.
Calling card.
Yeah, so you know when the handwriting on those notes changed and it just got drastically worse?
Yeah.
I was trying to teach JJ.
Baby's first pickpocket.
Baby's first pickpocket.
I love baby's first pickpocket.
Baby's first grift.
Never
Griff
even
your
known.
Griff.
And that is our Patreon ad.
There it is.
There you go. All right. So, Pathfinder?
Wait.
I was thinking some Kids on Brooms tonight.
Okay.
I've started reading that system. I'm really in love with it, kind of.
How about Hard Pivot Starfinder?
Ooh.
Okay.
I've never, I haven't
Another
looked
path
at it.
in space.
Spoilers.
I want to be the cool rat guys.
Hi, I'm Mordecai Prime.
Oh, no.
I turn into space bears, which are just normal bears. In
First sign
space.
majors.
Oh, shit.
Mordecai Greenstone
Crossfade.
in Bears in Space.
We return to find our heroes where we left them, walking into their room in the Hall of Open Secrets to find their acquaintance, Mick, the head of the Builders Guild, sitting in their room. Come on in, have a seat.
It's our room.
Yeah, you don't need to welcome us into our own room.
Hi.
I am the
Welcome.
steward here, though.
You can come in. Have a seat right where you... Great. Okay, moving on. Hi. How you doing?
You're living a bit of a double life there, aren't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Deception check.
I don't think I need to.
No,
because
Mordecai's
it's
biting his
bad.
tongue.
Frankly, I don't look anything like he's ever seen because I was a half elf when he saw me.
Yeah, and I took
I
my
was
glasses off.
I was
Blinsky the Badger
I was
Malkov, yes.
Blinsky the Badger Malkov, and now I am me. So
I very specifically remember that recording that episode. I made an intelligence check to put two and two together.
Beanser.
You have been made.
Okay.
Natural 20. For a total of 20.
He sits back. Really? You all aren't the new rabble, the fighting group from down in from the Hood and the Fist from a couple of days ago? Y'all didn't do a little bit of prize fighting before you came to do your big fancy peace talks?
I mean, that sounds like a great name that people would use if they were, going to do fighting, yeah. But, unfortunately, it was not us, so...
Deception check from you.
I'm so good at this, you guys.
I'm afraid that, I don't want to say it because I don't want to prompt the roll, but I think Mordecai has to make a deception check just by standing here.
Yeah, I am gonna ring of the liar this, even though I didn't.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Fine.
Yeah, the highest. Oh no, the highest was only a 15.
He's eyeing you. No. You're good. You're good.
Thank you.
I have to believe my eyes, though, and at least 2 out of the 3 of you were down there. I don't know what kind of mind games you're playing with me right now.
What type of mind games are you trying to play? You bombarded us. We're in our room.
This does feel like an ambush.
It feels very ambushy.
Look. Fine. Maybe it wasn't you. I'm here for a message anyways. I was just trying to say my piece first.
Do you want some port?
No thank
I
you.
think there's
Go-
charcuterie, too.
I had my fill of the charcuterie.
It's delightful.
You all.
They do a good board here.
I'm pretty sure there's been a full charcuterie board here since we got here.
They just stock it.
Lee, you love your charcuterie, that's for sure.
Benetus likes to run a variety of boards throughout the day. It's one of my favorite things about working here.
Charcuterie.
Doesn't matter.
That was
What?
Charcuterie.
instead of charcuterie, it's charcuterie.
Oh,
okay.
is it
'Cause
because
we're in-
it's small?
I have to go to the bathroom. I'll walk away.
He's shy in front of new people. Anyway, did you say I didn't catch your name?
Mo, I'm the head of the
Why,
Builders
hello,
Guild.
Mo. How are you today?
I'm quite well.
I pour a glass of port very, confidently.
I'm here to extend an invitation to the 3 of you to meet with the lead caster Mantellum.
Oh, beautiful. We were actually going to come to him pretty soon, so, That's good to know.
Under what auspices?
Discussion.
All the
What-
horspices.
what most people meet
Horspice?
for.
Sorry.
I get what were you what?
I almost see where he was trying to go, but didn't quite land it there, did you?
Guys, I've done a lot. It's been a long couple of days. I think I'm going to go see what Baylit's up to. Walk away.
He would like to speak with you in a less than official capacity, as I'm sure whatever other if he doesn't know that he's going to be meeting with you, then that is going to be an on-the-records thing here at the temple. He would like to meet with you one-on-one, rather the four of you. There is, Baylet, the one in that room over there.
There's another guy back there?
Deception
No,
check.
I'm not trying to be deceptive. I'm just being an asshole.
Oh my god. Criminal.
Would you be willing to come with me?
Oh, you want us to go right now?
It would be appreciated. He's waiting.
Well, look, here's where we stand on this, I believe. I don't want to speak for my friends, but I'm going to speak for my friends here.
Go ahead.
A secret off-the-books meeting with a man who has suspiciously quickly rose to the top of a guild here in town, and he's trying to mount a people's rebellion. Sounds much like this conversation, like an ambush, to be frank with you.
Well, let me spin it this way for you. He stands to gain nothing by ambushing and harming you. There's nothing to be gained there.
But is there? Because as I'm assuming you're aware, we took part in these peace talks. We have a lot of information, and, yeah.
There is nothing that you are aware of that Mantellum isn't also aware of.
He flatters himself, but go on.
He does, but he usually warranted it.
All right, how about this? Let us pick the location. We won't tell anyone, of course, but I'm not going to walk into whatever setup this guy probably has for us. Because frankly, we've gone through too much and faced too much to let this guy try and screw that up for us. So,
Persuasion check.
oh, buddy.
I just mentioned how much I love having like a face around.
That is a 17.
There's a really great bar.
Where?
We will discuss that. We will decide, and I will let our dear friend Baylet in the back send you a message when we have decided.
No. If we're changing the plan, I need to know now. If you are foregoing this meeting with him, I need to know now.
Okay, well then why don't you step outside while we discuss?
Fine. Mo stands up, brushes himself off, leaves your room, goes to the window, and shuts the door behind him. Shuts the door behind as he's walking out.
Kick the bathroom door.
Fantastic. Close the door. Ain't gonna let no fucker push me around.
Yeah, that's right, Sophia. Yeah, you do that.
Oh my god, you're so good at this. My tongue is
What
so
was
raw.
that?
All right, so let's sit down quickly.
Breathe. Okay. Woo. Oh, God. Ooh.
In with the good air, out with the bad air.
Okay, so
Hey,
Rakar is standing in the corner with like some charcuterie in his mouth. Just fuck.
hey, Rack, why don't you come join the conversation here?
Yeah, all right. Rakar sits down. Baylet opens the door, and you can see the evidence dungeon is back in full swing in his suite. All right, so what's the plan?
Hey, Zafir.
Yeah, yes.
Great job.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
He's a kind of a fucko.
yeah,
Right.
not a fan. All right, so, yeah,
Alright, so
Mantellum.
public place, right?
Yes, we need to, public, slightly private, we don't want it to be interrupted, but
Do we
don't,
just want to go to Kyron's bar?
I don't want to risk burning down Ed's bar, though. And if
That's
this
fair.
thing goes south, you know?
What time of day is it right now?
It's like 3 or 4.
Yeah, we did do a lot of talking when we got back to town, so. All right, so it's going on evening. Ricard, you know the area the best of us. Is there I know like a warehouse just got knocked down, but is there
hold on, Ricard, you have a storefront, right?
But we don't want to risk Ricard's storefront. You know?
No, we don't.
Like,
well, if everything goes right here, he doesn't need it anymore because he's getting a mansion back home.
that's a fair point.
I was actually going to suggest maybe the destroyed building. It's out in a public area. If things go really tits up, there's less things to be destroyed.
That's fair. I don't know what state it's in. Baylett,
It also might give Mantellum some semblance of a home court authority feel, because that was where his rally was.
Baylett, do you know what sort of... I know you and Kyron got out of there pretty quickly. What sort of state is it in?
It's bad. I mean, there's no warehouse left. It's just...
Is it just a pile of rubble now?
It's just a pile of rubble.
We could go to Ricard's place. We could call your buddy Rice and see if we can just use a back room.
Fanciful duck.
That sounds like a great meeting place to determine
I mean, it's a good place, yeah. It's just like... This guy sounds really volatile, you know what I mean? And if I feel like if... Yeah,
out of the way.
That's what I'm going for.
Public.
I want, I guess the ideal, at least in my mind, is a place where it's at least semi-secluded, some sort of overhang where, random passerbys aren't going to stumble into it. But if enough commotion happens, then the guard would be on its way. Does that make sense?
That warehouse might be a good idea then.
I don't know if most people are in the process of clearing stuff.
If most folks are the ones that are around, I mean, that's probably okay.
I mean, but...
At the very least, he'd be able to get him cleared out.
Yeah.
So let's just tell Mo that we'll meet them there in an hour?
I think that sounds fair.
You all good with that? And then let's also say, Baylett, you're coming with us, right?
Of course.
Cool.
Apparently he wants me there, too.
He was invited.
Yeah.
Ricard, you just want to hold down the fort here? Or actually, Ricard, sounds like who knows how long we'll be here, but if you need to take care of anything, you might want to get started.
I will go home and begin
Yeah,
packing.
you've got some packing to do, yeah. We'll see how this meeting goes, because if we make a strong enough statement, then...
What statement are we making?
I mean, I don't really know. We're just trying to figure out the way to...
Let's get Mo back in here and confirm where we're going.
Sounds good. We can talk straight.
Sounds good. Hey, Mo, are you listening?
I'm assuming our place is it was warded against outside anything, so I opened the door for him.
You open the door and you see Mo leaning next to the window that is immediately across the hall. Right. You guys figure out what you want to do?
We heard that you had an unfortunate accident with a warehouse a few nights ago.
Oh, you mean the ones that the Archbishops knocked down?
That's
with people inside.
That's
of it.
Hearsay. Do you
Allegedly?
I feel like you're making a very biased conclusion there. We'll meet you there.
I'm the one who maintains them. I know what state that they're in. They didn't just fall down on their own, and it wasn't Mantellum that did it.
You do know that, though. Anyway,
pretty sure.
We'll meet you there in an hour, okay?
Let me double check. He takes a rock out of his pocket, whispers into it, holds it out the window.
Oh, because the building's...
Hold a finger up.
That's hey,
good.
Really good detail.
Good job. Good work.
Brings it back in. An hour.
Fantastic.
Wait, what are we talking about?
We'll meet them there in an hour.
Okay.
It's a good walk from here. You're going to have to leave in 5 minutes. So whatever.
I'm going to just let him get out, and then we'll take the cool secret exit out of the building so that he's not following us.
Yes.
Because I am not leaving anything up to chance with any of these assholes.
You guys got 5 minutes before you leave. Does anybody have anything they want to do?
Do we have a cool,
not here.
Getting dressed and ready montage? Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Zaff fixing his clothes, it's Jackson tightening the cape and polishing the breastplate, and then it's just Mordecai eating a turkey leg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, Zaff...
Brushing bits out of the beard.
The last suit transforms a bit. It keeps a lot of the robe sort of stuff, but a lot of like the studded leather at its base sort of comes more to the surface. So like I'm like in like badass like armored robes. I look good and professional, but if he fucks with me,
Like, what if Batman designed
what
robes?
if Batman designed like some fucking dress robes?
What if Batman was a
yeah.
warlock?
Fuck with me.
Do not fuck with me.
The man
good.
of bats.
Man of many bats.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Is Batman a patron?
100. Batman's a rogue.
Yeah.
He's got a lot.
Batman's a strength-based rogue.
No, Batman's he's an inquisitive. Like, explicitly.
Yeah.
He's the
All
world's
He's a
greatest
strength-based inquisitive
detective.
Rogue.
The four of you descend the tower into the cool secret exit, and out through the alleyway.
I look longingly at the side door that leads down further into the tunnel.
Yeah, at the colored brick
I
that
ha-
we shouldn't follow.
I hold my hand out and whisper, "Someday."
Having only an inkling of what could be down there, and knowing for certain what is, you emerge into the city. Here amongst the streets, that deathly quiet that you heard so far above is ever present. You are swimming in the silence of a city waiting to explode. And you walk, the only sounds being the occasional distant bird call and the sounds of your feet.
So we're not going to agree to anything. We just kind of want to hear him out. Is that where we're at?
We're not agreeing to anything. No, we want to know what he wants to talk about, and if there is, I guess, feasibly a deal that we can strike, then cool.
Yeah, because we kind of speak for everybody, but also nobody.
Yes.
We have clout.
Yeah. So we can't really agree to anything. I wonder if he has a job for us.
We have the trust of the bishops that.
Well, if you remember last time when Mo first talked to us, he said he wanted us to
do some what
meet
work.
with Mantellum. Exactly.
Right. I don't...
It's usually illegal stuff.
Is he going to ask us to steal the divine spark?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
All right, cool.
At least do some recon. If I were a more clever man, I would try to say, like, we agree to it, but at the same time set up, like, a trap for him with the bishops, but I wouldn't even know where to begin trying to do something like that.
Sure.
Part of me wants to have my feed up while we talk with him, but then that's going to leave me at quite the handicap if things break bad here.
Sure.
I'll just break him over my knee if things go weird.
Yeah, but if I don't have my feed up, that means I can stop a lot of the bad shit he probably will try to throw at us.
That's true.
This is true.
Yeah, I think it's more important to have your powers at your disposal.
But being able to look into his mind would be quite a...
We can give you some assistance here.
With what? Oh, just like in like talking and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I would appreciate that, yes. I just, being able to see what he's thinking at any given time it's...
I kind of look around at Baelet and Mordecai and go, I think we're all on the same page that this is about to be the Saphir Genestilia show.
Yeah.
And we want it to be a heck of a show, so...
I mean, it's a it's a grim truth that this is literally what Greynor made me for. But, yes.
I can give you some of that feel-good wilds magic, or I can work some stuff to keep an eye on the surrounding area. I can't do both.
Jackson, what can you bring to the table?
Actually, quick point of clarification, just Chase. Can I speak with animals from the ring and flag down one of those birds you so delightfully mentioned?
Yeah.
Cool. I would like a bird, please.
One bird.
Roll me an animal handling check.
All
A single bird.
Handily, 24.
Yeah. A bird swoops down and perches on your finger.
Cool.
Hello. What can I be doing for you?
Wow, I meet the coolest animals, gang. I just turned to the two of them.
It just looks
it
looks like a red pigeon. Is it?
Love me a red pigeon.
All right.
This is a special wilds pigeon.
It's shiny.
I would have liked to immediately cast animal friendship. Oh, I get it. Nice.
Thanks.
I would like to immediately cast animal friendship.
Uh-huh.
The beast, this shiny pigeon needs to make a wisdom save with all the wisdom of Pidgey.
Fails.
Cool.
It's your buddy.
It's charmed by me for 24 hours. This is not concentration.
Cool.
Nice.
I give shiny Pidgey. Pidgey's actually a Pokemon. Sorry.
Yes.
My sister's dog also has a squeaky toy that's a pigeon that we call Pidgey.
Ah, okay.
Well, it is
So
a
shiny-
shiny, so you're good.
Mm-hmm. I have Shapidgey, and I give Shapidgey some little food,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, all right, if you can do me just the biggest favor, we're gonna be talking to some fools. If you can like take up into the sky, kind of do circles around us. If you see anyone approaching where we're gonna be standing, can you just like, honestly, just like shit on my shoulder or something?
You go to Gov,
Uh,
and Shapidgey
God, you're awesome.
takes off into the sky.
Shapidgey.
I wish I love guys. I love Hugo so much. I wish I had another salt block.
Keep your eye out. You never know.
And then I will prepare to cast enhance ability on Zephyr
Mhm.
once we get closer.
Oh, that works. I was going to do that too. So
Oh, do
He
you have
can't-
an enhance ability?
I do.
Oh, shit. Well, if he doesn't enhance ability, you could do your eagle shot. I mean, we have Shapidgey now, so.
Oh, can I also just to tie it off? Shapidgey, come back.
Yeah, Gov.
I will then use the Ring of Animal Influence again to cast Beast Sense. So, this thing effectively is my familiar for an hour.
Oh, nice.
I can cast my vision into Shapidgey.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay, you do so.
If you'll eagle splendor me then, Jackson.
Yeah, I can do that. I cast Eagle Splendor Enhance ability on Zephyr
Yeah.
when we get close.
We do a lot of stuff with
But-
birds. Maybe we should rebrand.
We can't. There's always that unit in Bulwark, you know, remember?
Oh, that's right. Maybe we can be like their sidekicks or
Oh,
something.
I would gladly be their sidekick. That orc one is hot.
Hold still. I'm trying to cast magic. Okay, there you go. I draw it on your forehead, Zephyr, and it's like this little peacock's feather
Nice.
looking thing. I know it's supposed to be like an eagle or shit, but you remind me of a peacock.
I am a peacock. You're a peacock. Cock. I want to see your peacock. Cock.
Are we there yet?
In the dying light of day, you find yourselves at the docks of Lee. It is almost entirely silent, but for the gulls above and the lapping of lake water. It takes only a few minutes for you to find your way to a destroyed warehouse. The scent of charred wood overpowers the typical smell of fish and lake water.
As you so eloquently put it, Chase, we form a familiar triad. Me at the tip of the spear, I would assume. Unless we want to do the cool thing and have the two tough guys in front and me sort of like between the two of you, but behind you.
Let's do that. We haven't done that in a
Let's
while.
do that. Yeah, we
like
do- yeah.
you're playing bodyguard and I'm just sort of the important one.
Yeah, that sounds good. Where do we put Baelet?
So like instead of like a diamond, it's like a line of three: me, Baelet, Jackson, and then Zephyr at the tip.
But before we left, I don't know if this is still sort of how Baelet works, but we probably would want him to be respect for support. I would assume.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
I
makes
like
sense.
that.
I think he is at this point.
I like having Baelet on support mode.
Mm-hmm.
We can do damage just fine.
Cool.
For sure.
Awesome. Because if we can get some like extra fucking counter spells or something going, the more the fucking merrier.
Standing at the other end of this warehouse is a single figure, a large tabaxi, a solid 6.5 feet tall.
About Zach Rob height.
Yeah, about Zach Rob height, but like thick. From the other end of the warehouse, he looks up at you in a whisper that somehow you can hear all the way across. Hello, boys.
Mantellum, hello. It's very good to meet you.
Pleasure to finally make your all acquaintance.
Hello.
Yeah, it's not our first time seeing you, actually. We caught glimpse of you glowering at the day of the retinue from Greynor arriving.
I assure you that was not a glower intended for you or yours.
Can I say real quick, Chase, really good with the voice.
Thank you very much.
This guy fucks.
This guy,
Dude, Mantellum does. He fucks, man. I knew from the day that, like, after Jackson pinned that dude to the fucking gallows with the sword, and he showed up, he's like, idiots. I was like, man, this guy fucks. Oh, no.
Oh, man, I forgot about that.
Oh, no, he fucks.
He puts his hands into his pockets, long, like, dress robes kind of billowing out behind him. He picks his way deftly across the rubble and gets a little bit closer to you all.
In terms of these ruins, this rubble, is there any sort of, like, still overhead? Like,
a little bit.
Like if there's some support still standing, but it's still mostly clear air above.
It's effectively just the skeleton of the building that's still standing. It is 3 or 4 major posts going down either side. The actual, like, skin of the building, for lack of a better term, is burnt away and gone. And the interior is just a pile of crud. A lot of it has been cleared away. You don't even have to make a check to see the trails that carts would leave behind, ruts in the road being the telltale sign of heavily laden carts being dragged away.
Sorry, how many stories was this place?
2 stories.
Okay, so it's not all going to crash down on us.
No.
And we're standing amidst the rubble, not, like, outside of it.
I have not had you commit to going into the rubble itself. Mantellum is walking in through the rubble towards you guys.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I've got my hands elegantly sort of crossed behind my back.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you like to discuss?
Well, frankly, I would like to know what you know first, so that I can make sure you are appropriately up to speed.
What do we know? It's quite a big question, Mantellum, and
Mordecai raises his hand.
yes, Mordecai.
Oh. Mordecai was like aiming that at Mantellum, so he got thrown for a second.
Mantellum looks at you and nods.
Can we get some narrowing down of subject matter, please?
Yeah, I know magic now, so I actually know quite a bit, and I'm trying to figure out how to write some things. So I'm thinking about some other things right now, too, like...
Allow me to elucidate then a little bit further. I am specifically referring to the incredible lie that the archbishops are telling everybody in the wilds right now about the status of the Lords of the Forest.
And what lie would that be, Mantellum?
I want to know what you know about it, to make sure you have been appropriately appraised as well, because I would not put it past them to, in the middle of an incredibly important trade agreement, to completely hide the fact that they are all but powerless at this point.
Why don't we, from this point, assume that we are read in? Because, for a moment, think about this through our point of view. You sent your body men to ambush us in our own room, brought us here, and then asked us to tell you what we know. So assume that we're read in, and ask us what you would like to ask us. Because we're not giving you anything that you don't already know.
Are you trying to make a check with that speech?
Maybe essentially, I through Monster Heart's lens, like I'm trying to shut him down because from our point of view, he sent this dude to sit in our room and surprise us,
Fair.
and then bring us out to meet him solo to go, hey, by the way, tell me everything you know, which is sort of shifty as fuck.
Go ahead and roll me intimidation or persuasion, whichever is better for you.
Awesome, and I make that with
And can I make a kind of a rolling insight check as well?
Mm-hmm.
Just to kind of get a bead on his response to this.
Just so we are not constantly dogpiling insight checks.
Cool.
Sure.
You will each get 1 insight check over the course of this conversation.
Cool. Totally
You
fair.
can use it at any point you want.
I like
That's a very good rule.
You each get 1.
Cool. That was just the
I'll sit on it.
filthiest one.
Mantellum stops moving forward, kind of lifts his head up.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make a statement. We're not here to play your game. We're here to fucking play hardball.
Fine. Then let me read you in on the thing. The fact that I informed them that I knew what was going on months ago. And if I knew, others knew. The fact that they have done nothing to tell the people of the city exactly what's been going on. They have stolen the power of gods for their sole benefit without telling the people is wrong. And they need to pay for that. I will cut to the quick of it then. You three are busy folk.
That's very true.
It is.
Hi.
I would like you and your kin to leave the city. I know everything I need to know in order to make sure that what needs to be done is done. Leave the city within the next 24 hours, and I will owe you an incredible debt. Make sure that your kin come with you. The peace talks are done. I know that. It's time for y'all to go home. I promise whatever ends up happening, and I will say this on my oath, whatever agreements were made between you and the bishops will hold. I care not for petty trade agreements. I want to see that spark tended to and taken care of. I want the clerics of the wilds to regain full utilization of their powers. And I want those traitors out.
I would like to use my insight check.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Specifically on the area of him claiming he knows that the peace talks are done.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I recall to our knowledge, like, I know that the bishop shut down Amber Eye,
Yes.
but, like, I didn't know if there was still anything else going on there. More negotiations. I want to see, I'm trying to figure out if he knows more than we do in that respect about Amber Eye.
Go for it. Roll.
That's an 18.
He definitely seems to know something that you don't.
Okay.
He knows something about Amber Eye.
Okay. But can I also flash into Shipiji real quick?
Sure.
Any Mantellum looking goons approaching?
Let me do...
Sorry, Goontellums.
Goontellums is very good.
Any Goontellums on the approach? I can see clearly for up to a mile, I'll remind you.
There are people out in the streets, but everybody seems to be keeping a wide berth around this area. You can't tell, though, if that is they have been ordered to, or it's evening and this is a warehouse, and notably a warehouse nobody works at anymore.
I'm going to err on the side of the former, considering who we're dealing with, but noted.
Yeah, that is somehow worse.
Yeah.
I know, I'm just the -1 charisma boy,
Yeah.
and I've established that Mordecai is not good at this. I have one thing I might say,
Yeah, no.
but it'd be to you guys.
Sure. Jackson raises his hand.
Yes, Jackson.
Thank you, Saphir. So I just want to make sure we're on the same page. So you're telling us that we should leave so that you can take over? Because we don't like to parse words. We do too many things to have that kind of time. So you want us to leave so that you can take over, whatever happens, happens, and then we're all cool?
I have no interest in taking over this city. I seek to see them removed.
Jackson raises his hand again, but just kind of starts speaking. So that means you're taking the spark? Or you've got somebody else who's taking it? Because I know, and I kind of look at everybody else, I know we need to have that answer before we leave. Because, frankly, Mantellum, I'm trying to raise my hand again and just kind of keep talking through it this time.
You could just keep talking.
Okay. So, usually I'm not the one that does this, so I'm a little Twitter
I can
pated.
tell. It's fine.
You're doing a great job,
I just
Jackson.
assume. Thank you so much.
That's fine.
So,
Yeah.
I just assume that you kind of know what's going on. So, we are kind of the experts on Spark lore right now. So,
That's fair.
we have a vested interest in what happens. So if you could tell us what your plan is with the spark, because like Saphir said, kind of just assume we know what's up with it.
persuasion check.
Okay.
Jackson.
All right, persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh, my charisma is
You got this.
Low charisma boys.
16.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yes. I would take the spark for my own.
But you don't want to take over the city, though, right?
I wouldn't. You're the experts on spark lore. You know as well as...
He wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
So not take over the city, just claim absolute power for yourself.
Well, it's not absolute, but it's a lot. But he's got a lot of followers here, so he's been building his own army of warlocks so that he can kind of run everything from not here. Actually, that's a really good plan. Why didn't we think of that?
Although, if we're splitting hairs here, one might not say that the lords of the forest control the city, but the bishops certainly do. And if and I gesture toward Mantellum, and if a new lord is to ascend, then his people would effectively be running the city. So
you wouldn't run this city, but the people that serve you do.
Yeah, well, and
that would be the likely result.
And then
Yes.
he gets a much farther reach and spreads his influence throughout the wilds and can do whatever he wants. Hey, do you know about this Chernobog guy? Because you're going to have to deal with him. Just so you know.
He's a real nasty, prickly one.
I am acquainted with the dead god.
He's very much not dead, but
He's dead by comparison.
I
have treated with him before. I do not aim to do so again. I promise you, I am a far better steward of that power than Chernobog would be.
Hold on. Insight check that.
yeah.
Comparison
Absolutely.
to Chernobog. 19.
He 100% believes it. What you are getting is that, at the very least, with Mantellum, it's not what you see is what you get, but he's being pretty straightforward. Chernobog, all that time alone was not good for Chernobog.
Sure. All right. So, and I kind of say this to the guys, but obviously he can hear us. How far away is he at this point? Like, he's not with us, obviously, but
No, he's about 20 feet away.
okay, cool. So seems like this guy, I just gesture, not only knows all about the sparks, understands what's going to happen if he tries to take one on, believes he can not only do that, but survive it and then thrive through it, and has the people to follow him up and do whatever he wants to after that. I would imagine that after he gets that power, he can then decide who gets it and who doesn't, so then the archbishops are well and truly screwed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's who this guy is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not Chernobog, though.
Yeah. That's like saying I'm not my father. Like,
I like your dad.
I'm sure, but he's kind of a fuck.
Well, yeah.
I mean, like, the guy, he put in the legwork. I'll give him that much.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of just throw a thumbs up in Mantellum's direction. Like, solid effort.
Mm.
What if we say no?
If you say no, you will be considered an enemy.
There's the threat. I was waiting for the threat.
Yeah.
I do not plan on attacking you here and now in the streets. I thought it would be asking a lot to have you make a decision right here in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
He did say 24 hours, so that's good.
It was refreshing. It was, yeah.
Yes. There's a level of honesty here that at least I think it's honest. Actually, Mantellum, I'm going to ask you to fail something here. And we all will too, and I look at the boys, and I think it's just going to help us all have a productive conversation for the rest of this. I cast Zone of Truth.
Yay!
Fails.
Cool. I fail.
I will fail.
All right. Well, hey, Mant. Can I call you Mant?
You may not.
All right. Fantastic. So,
God, I've never been more scared of Chase in that moment.
So, you say that, obviously, Chernobog, the guides, you have this, you're led by a greater moral compass. I'm assuming that is sort of your standpoint on all this?
I have a code.
You have a code. Beautiful. So perhaps, in speaking of this code, you could describe to us your impressive rise to your current station, because frankly, it's shrouded in some mysterious and suspect circumstance.
I don't have time for all the details tonight. We are, in fact, busy folks.
Yes, but you want us to leave, so...
I will give you the Cliff's Notes.
Before Mantellum goes into this, can I check Shipiji one more time?
You pop on up.
Him saying something about, like, time is running short made me feel like that, like, the noose was closing.
No, it's looking okay.
Okay.
I went ahead and rolled Shipiji perception. And yeah, everything is looking about like what it did last time. You're seeing a constant, like, not a constant thrum of people, but there's like, 10, 15 people within like 5 or 10 blocks.
Okay, good enough for me.
Mantellum looks down at the intricate zone of truth carved out in light beneath his feet and looks up. About 3 years ago, I think it was, I joined the Casters Guild here. I have a knack for it, as I'm sure you've heard. Not terribly long after I joined on, the old second-in-command nemesis got themselves, swooped up and captured by your own kin. I continued to perform admirably and became close with the old number one. We were working on some summoning rituals, and one of them went poorly, and the former number one of the Casters Guild ended up perishing in the altercation. I went ahead and took over for him, and have used my own natural ability and my connection with the people to carve out myself a nice position here at the top.
God, that was the most measured thing. I'm so impressed.
Thank you.
I am gonna use my insight check. Well, no, he has to tell the truth. He's using his zone of truth, right?
Yeah, zone of truth. So what he said
he
was
has
true.
not told a lie.
That's fair.
Specifically chosen words.
Yeah. I have a question for Mantellum. You said before you've treated with Charnabog?
A while ago, yes.
Did he offer you anything?
Of course.
Did you take it?
No.
I looked at Zephyr, like, okay, there goes my theory.
Yeah, we didn't either.
I was asking too much.
Yeah. We kind of feel the same way about you, but we're also not sure. So there's not a lot of options here. We are all just kind of aware that with the current state of Lee, it can't continue. We don't know if handing over a divine spark to you and then letting you do whatever you want to do with it is actually a good idea or not. But, and I kind of look at the guys and just say, we don't know what the better options are. So we would kind of like you to be this super awesome dude who was actually working for the good of the world and the good of people and everything. But there's just so much surrounding you and scuttlebutt and everything that we just kind of think you're out for your own. You're going to take all this power and then the world's going to end.
There is scuttlebutt about every political individual in this town. The only reason you haven't heard it about the bishops is because as soon as they were able to get a hold of you, they made sure that you were cordoned off in that palace or temple or whatever they're calling it these days.
Please don't insult us by thinking we didn't do our research before we got here.
Oh, I know you did. Mo was very insistent about your dalliances.
Beautiful. So then, I would kindly ask you to not treat us like we're ignorant children. We got here, we did the groundwork, we learned what we needed, and then we went to make an educated decision.
So you heard about the coup from...
Yes, about 20 years ago, yes. Messis is the only one left.
I was making sure you had all of the evidence. That's a reasonable thing to assume.
Yeah.
Why do you need us out of the way?
I don't want you to make things harder for me.
If we're not here, then this is a civil incident.
Exactly. If you are here, it becomes international.
So we're a threat, Mordecai says, smiling.
Of course you are.
I just look to the boys and do the hell yeah eyebrows.
Yes, you're very good.
You make things more difficult. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It would be
Yeah, we
stupid
do.
for me to acknowledge anything other than that.
That's our whole job.
But you're not impossible.
Oh.
I've dealt with worse.
I'm sorry. I was going to say a similar thing about you because, frankly, and what we have seen and what we have done, you're a wart on the schmeckle of the tick on the bat of the cave of wonders that we have seen. Do not flatter yourself, Mantellum.
Yeah, you guys think you're so fucking smart.
Well, we know, actually, and I point down to the zone. We know, actually.
Everyone thinks they are.
Exactly. So we're just all a bunch of really cool dudes here. Anyway.
Not everyone has the experience to back it up.
We just want to say that we're not sold on you.
I don't expect you to be sold on me.
We kind of feel like we have to be, though, because we feel like this is our responsibility, in a sense, who gets the spark.
I'm going to awaken mine to the two of you. So we're giving this guy the big fuck you, yes?
Mordecai just kind of like nods his head.
So I look at Mordecai, I see the nod, I look at Jackson.
Jackson just holds up his hand. I think it would behoove us to talk to the bosses a little bit privately.
The bosses?
I hold up my arm.
Oh.
Mm.
Okay.
You wish to treat with your patrons.
We're sort of close personal friends, so...
I understand you all shared some space for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was weird and good, but weird. And if we are going to do something, or rather in your suggestion, specifically not do something, and those actions or inactions lead to the creation of a new patron and the spreading of a new religion and godhood throughout half of our continents, we're going to check with the people that you are trying to become co-workers with.
It's a reasonable thing to say.
It's like checking a reference.
They'll have little knowledge of me.
That might be good, that might be bad, but I think we're all inclined to say no right now. I also know that we don't want to piss you off. Wow, I have to talk a lot when this thing is shiny. Okay, sorry, Saphir. Yeah, you go ahead.
I awaken mine back to you. Go. I want to piss him off.
Mordecai nods his head.
Okay, nice to meet you, Mantellum. I'm gonna stop talking now.
Awesome. So for the time being, that sounds like it's a tentative no.
That would be unfortunate for all parties involved.
That includes you.
I know. Incredibly inconvenient.
Damn shame.
Or incredibly dangerous.
Certainly that way both ways. But I know you have more to lose than this than I do.
And that is why we don't want you in charge. Because if you think that the well-being of this place and the connections that it is trying to build after the last century of war is not important, then you are nothing. And we will do our best to make sure that you stay nothing.
It is important. But I'm talking about personal gain.
Your personal gain, yes.
We all stand to gain, because I can tell you this. The second you all are out of this city, they're not going to care one lick about you. They will leave you to die the moment you need help. I don't forget a debt.
Yes, you only forget the debts of the people that don't stand behind you.
That's not a debt. I don't owe debt comes from helping people.
Yes.
Like that's, if they're not standing with me, I wouldn't owe them a debt.
I don't follow.
What you've said is nothing.
No, but what I'm saying to you is that when you are on top, that you get what I'm saying, right?
Look, we're going in a rhetorical circle. It's not helping anyone.
Do you guys want me to drop the spell? What's going on?
I'm just trying to piss the asshole off. What are you talking about?
Okay.
I have all the time in the world. You're not going to piss me off by attrition.
You seem pretty grumpy.
We will give you an answer later. You said 24 hours.
24 hours. I'll know about your answer whether you give it or not.
That tracks. That kind of tracks, yeah. Okay, great.
You'll either be here or you won't.
That's fair. I am
Yes.
so tempted to ask him about other things while we have him in his zone of truth.
He's getting ready to leave. So
Sure.
he's doing the Midwestern whelp. So if you have something else you want to ask him, this is the time.
So, Mantellum, you probably know then that there's probably someone else vying for this spark you're after.
I do. That abomination beneath the ground.
What's your relationship?
Passing awareness. A lot of our guild membership comes from those who escaped the peninsula and opted to not live in the subterranean city where the chief ruler is a barely animated corpse from a time before memory. Makes sense that he would want it. Probably something to give him a bit more of a higher quality of life.
You think he'd use it for selfish reasons?
I think he would use it to ascend to some level of godhood, continue his consciousness, and probably bolster the powers of his Amber Forged.
And you think that wouldn't be as, helpful as what you would do?
I would rather me than him.
Why?
Consider the moral compass of somebody who would do that to themselves, purpose but out of fear of their own death.
He's also done a great deal of help for every oppressed and persecuted person over in the Grey North Peninsula, including my mother. So, as far as I can tell, he's done a whole lot more good than you have.
At the very least, he's just as gray as you are.
I'd say he's as gray. Because as much as good as you say he has done, remember, all of that did lead him to a place where there was a divine spark within easy grasp for him.
Isn't that what you've done this whole time?
Yes.
You pass a lot of moral judgment on people without reflecting on your own.
Do not presume I have not reflected. You asked me a question. I gave you a fucking answer.
I presume a lot, frankly.
You really do.
I would like to ask one question before we go. And Jackson is like very clearly uncomfortable with the energy in the room. Mantellum, you have such confidence in yourself and your abilities that you think you can actually do this. Like not the plan, not the everything else. The physical act of taking this thing on and ascending, you think you can do it or you know you can do it?
I know I can do it.
I didn't like that.
I am more than I appear.
Yeah, I'm starting to get that.
Can you elaborate?
No,
Why not?
I don't want to.
That's fair.
That's true.
See,
Okay.
I like to think that I know you, Mantellum, because I am you, or I have been. You feign this veneer that you want to be helpful, but you are just thirsty.
I have never hidden my thirst.
Okay.
I can do both. I can be better for this city and still want the power. These are not mutually exclusive.
But they are, because the more you take for yourself, the more you take from the people who need it. I feel like the moment you get this, you are just going to want more. And the more you will take from the people.
What more is there? Tell me. Seriously, I'm curious now. What more do you think there is?
Well, I mean...
This is it.
It's not, though. Who knows? When you get to, let's say you read patronhood, but then we've met patrons who have gone from patronhood to godhood. And when you get there,
I'm not
who
going
knows?
to patron. I'm going to God.
Yeah.
Let me be abundantly clear here. Obtaining that spark is a one-way ticket to the celestial plane.
Understood. All right. I turn to Mordecai, to Jackson. Okay, you can make whatever deals you like, okay, you two? But what I will say here is that I could say no to you because I find your arrogance disgusting or your lust for power insufferable. But I'm going to stop you because I don't like your fucking face.
I mean, he more or less threatened my mom, so I'm done here.
That's true.
And I awaken mine to Mantellum. If you step, I will put you in the fucking ground. Remember that.
He responds back.
You have no idea what you are dealing with.
The voice is deeper, darker than the one that has been speaking.
Was that out loud or telepathic?
That was telepathic, but it is in your head, and it rings.
Got it. Beautiful. Yeah, we're not trusting you. Have a good day.
I dropped the spell. All right. Nice to meet you, Mantellum.
And you, Jackson. My offer stands. I promise you, there is more going on than you are aware of.
Yes, I'm well aware.
That didn't make sense. Let's go.
Hey, Mantellum.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Ooh, that's the first time you got that one. Hey, fuck you. Have a good day.
And he turns and leaves.
I say it as we're walking away. God, I fucking hate that guy.
Yes, we know.
Shipidji to me.
We get around the corner. I found by being informal when I'm insulting people, I feel like it makes it sting more.
You got under him a little bit.
I think so. And when he spoke into my mind, he sounded like darker. It was interesting.
He spoke into your mind?
Yeah, he did what I did,
Ooh.
but different.
That's so
You sounded.
weird.
You said it sounded deeper.
Like, you know how I sound like this, but then, like, when I talk to you, I still sound like this? He sounded like this.
Whoa.
I know.
Why?
Because he's a dark guy.
Can
Dark bitch.
He's a dark bitch.
oh
Yeah, we should go talk to the
hold on.
bishops, yeah?
So we're going to make our way back. As we make our way back, Ryan is going to ask Zach to make a performance check to try to mimic that voice.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think I know what I think I know where you're going for.
We technically have equal split. 24.
Like this.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Have I heard this voice before, DM?
You have not.
Okay.
Is it close to the voice that I really don't want to hear?
It is definitely not Graynor.
Okay. Is it the Illithid voice?
It is not.
Okay.
No, I am
Those are
not
the-
very good, my man.
We're close.
This is a good...
Very
Yeah.
good.
Professor Cellface has a bomb-ass voice. Like,
Yeah.
it's a
Thank you.
good-ass
Okay.
voice, dude.
Those are the two, because Jackson's the only one who knows those voices, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we
his
heard
head?
we heard
Okay.
Cellface.
Yep.
Well, you
but-
guys heard Cellophase, but
Yeah.
yeah, so that's what I very specifically wanted to know.
Yes.
Okay, good, great. Moving on.
So we should talk to the bishops about what just happened, yeah?
Hold on. Let's us just talk first, and we might talk to Leia first.
And let's make sure we're not being followed on the way back. Shipidji, can you keep an eye out?
All right, Gov.
Thank you. Oh, guys, he sounds... I don't actually know. Hey, Shipidji, what are your pronouns?
All day, damn.
All right.
Oh, man.
Thank you. Proceed.
Oh, Shipidji's the best.
Guys, I wish you could hear Shipidji. They sound so cool.
Shipidji keeps an eye out.
I need to find a way, guys, to keep Shipidji around.
Thank you for joining us here on Another Path. You can find our website and merch store at anotherpathpodcast.com, on Twitter at anotherpathpod, and our network at ghostlightmedia.net. You can support our efforts by donating at our Patreon at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia. A very special thanks to our donors Nate C. and Nathan N. Or by giving us a rating and review over on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcatcher will let you. You can find me on Twitter at TQLoudly, Ryan at RyanRolled20, Griffin at GriffCold, and Zach at That Guy Zach Robb. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a new episode, and until then, remember that the difference between a threat and a promise is follow through.
This has been a Ghostlight Media production.